we can let go of to create a completely different life experience? What are the standards that we have accustomed ourselves to live by that are needing to be revised, to up our game, to shift into a higher octave, into a higher expression of ourselves? Because only when we decide that the way that we have been acting or reacting in certain area of our life is not serving us any longer, is the moment at which we can find an alternative way. But it's that first decision that is really the engine that finds us to find alternatives, that push us to find alternatives, that inspire us to look for alternatives. That inspires us to identify what is the alternative way that we desire to practice. Because by us gaining awareness that this something is not working, we are identifying a pattern. And this new moon cycle is a 19-year cycle that is really inviting us to imagine what kind of life we want in 20 years from now, 19 years from now. So it's not something that is gonna be expressed in reality in a second, but it's something that we're aiming to foster and nourish. And we're gonna gain clarity just with the intention on the next step that we need to take. Because by gaining that awareness, we realize that perhaps it's the shadow within ourselves that has kept us at this level of expression in our life. But the shadow is nothing bad or nothing that we need to reject. Because shadow is not the absence of light. The shadow is the absorption of light. Which means from that shadow, all the potentials of light expression are within it. So if we embrace that shadow, we can explore what is the highest version of ourselves that is potentially possible to express. And that is what shows us what is that we need to do to work and practice that potential so that that potential gets to be expressed. It is our beautiful eyes that allow us to perceive the world. They are not light. They are connected to the fire element indeed, but they are dark holes that allow us to perceive the light. And it is that same way that we can be kind to ourselves by identifying that which we need to work on and approach it to gratefulness because we can see it. And from that gratefulness expand to curiosity to understand the belief behind it. And from that we can then find what is the alternative empowering belief to replace it with. That will then empower us to give a different meaning to the same experience. And in doing so, take different decisions that will create different results in our life. And each of the planets in the sky is playing a different role, but they're pretty much all pointing in the same direction, making us revise. What is it that I am believing? Why is it that I'm believing that? How can I shift this belief so that I can heal myself, so that I can heal my relationships, so that I can heal my communication, so that I can create a new, empowering reality that is benefiting not only me, but those around me. What is the gift that I can gift those people that I'm hurting with this expression of myself? Because only by healing each one of us is that we can create a new earth. This is the time to create a new earth. In the Chinese medicine, or the Chinese framework, this year is the beginning of a new yang 4-year cycle. And this year is the year of the dragon of wood. It's a green dragon, a very beautiful, nourishing dragon. A dragon that can inspire us with clear understanding of what is it that we need to nourish. And it's really pushing us to take action on that. It's a very strong yang energy of expression towards the outside. And this eclipse on top of that is happening in Aries, which is another fiery element. And the ruler of Aries is Mars. Mars is in a dance with a bigger planet that is asking of it to revise its tendency to impulsive action, to really find within itself what is the action that will create the most benefit for all. It's not just impulsive action. It's not just random action. It's what is the action that is in service of the heart. What is the action that is in service of harmony? And harmony can only be created when we are relating with more than one. So first we need to find our rhythm. That's the healing within. Which one is your rhythm? And to find our rhythm, we have to find our center. And to do that, we have to connect with our breathing. Our breathing is the direction to connect within. And when we find our rhythm, we can create harmony with others. And when the group is bigger then we can create a melody. So if each one of us finds their own rhythm, it's easier to create melodic interactions. So we have to start with ourselves. We have to start understanding perhaps that shadowy aspect that we have not dared to face because we are afraid of being rejected, afraid of being judged, afraid of accepting that if we have something to heal, we might not be loved. But it's because we are healing that we can love ourselves. And we don't have to be fully healed to be loved. We are whole as we are. We are just awakening. Wishing these messages of inspiration and guidance. To work with these energies, we can help our bodies by grounding our bodies. The stronger our roots, the more we can explore and expand. So eating anything that is a root will help us. Like sweet potatoes are great for balance of hormones within our bodies. Anything that is from the ground will really help us during this time and the next 2 weeks. Try to avoid fruits and flowers if you eat flowers, because they're more airy and towards the sun, and we need to really put our roots so that we can go within. Also teas of roots and tea of cinnamon, because cinnamon is a bark but it's also fire. So it's kind of like a grounding fire. Kind of like the medicine that we just did, the habit. So wishing you find this message inspiring. If you feel ready, we can do a little bit of breathing and movement that will help us get back into our bodies. Show me your eyes. Your eyes look different. Yeah? 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 And after this, I'm angry, they will look at it. Actually, if you can you stand up? You feel it? Yes? It might be good. So this one is Kundalini Yoga. I start with a prayer that we do in Kundalini Yoga, which is Om Namo Buddhaya Namo, which is basically I am the truth and the truth flows through me kind of thing. And I repeat that 3 times. And I put my hands on the chest. And do you know why we put our hands on our chest? Because this is connecting to the heart, but is also bringing to the center the feminine and the masculine forces within each one of us. And because only expansion can happen in the vertical of our being, and duality happens in the horizontal. So we're bringing everything to the center. So now we inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So we are gonna help our body wake up and align. And so we're gonna inhale one leg and both them. Now we can come into our force, and we're gonna separate our knees by the 2 fists. Put our 2 fists underneath our shoulders, and then we're gonna inhale, head and tail up, exhale, head and tail down. So this is helping us to connect the rhythm of our breath with the movement of our body, and it's helping us to get the cerebrospinal fluid moving, which will make it more fluid rather than gooey. Because when we're not moving our spine, it becomes very gooey, very sticky. And when it's sticky, it will not help us in our transformational intentions. The more fluid this liquid is, the easier it is within our brain to shift the neuron connections. And also to move the energy life force through our spine. So inhale, put your head up and hold. Tight your genital muscles, hold it. Now bring your head up. Exhale. You can push your buttocks down. Going to child's pose, see you guys. We can come back sitting and either sit on the bolster or you can sit on top of your ankles if you can.
Go for a second, little short.
Yeah. You can drink water. And if you haven't blown your nose, you can blow your nose. You want.
How could you?
You will see the dust coming out.
Fine.
Did you feel it in your heart?
Yes, I did. I felt so much on one side and my ear,
And then it goes to your heart. Yeah.
and looking in your eyes was very powerful. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I was guided for that. Like, it's not like I always served it, but at some point in a moment, it's like, you have to ask for that. I'm like, okay. So now we sit either in the bolster or on top of your ankles. Your hands here. And we're gonna inhale. Bring your chest out. And our neck remains still in the center, so we're only moving like the chest. And this movement is also helping us mobilize that cerebrospinal fluid. And the focus is in a different area of our spine. Hold it, tighten your genital muscles. Put your gaze in your third eye, the underside of your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Hold it. Exhale. 2 more times, holding the same way, your genital muscles, underside of your tongue, and gaze in the third eye. One more time. Now we're gonna sit cross-legged, and you can use the bolster or just on the floor. We're gonna put our fingers to the front, our thumb to the back of our shoulders. And we're gonna inhale to the left, exhale to the right. And with this one, what we're aiming to do is to inhale our inspiration from the right side, which is the one that connects us with the feminine, the intuition. And we exhale on the right, because the right connects us with the masculine, and it is what we manifest in the tangible world. Because the creation always occurs within the void of the feminine, in the womb. And it is the masculine which inseminates and puts the seed for that creation to manifest. Think of a baby. Now that we all have to have babies. Inhale to the center, hold. Tight your genital muscles, the underside of your tongue against the roof of your mouth, your gaze into the third eye. Exhale. Inhale once more. Exhale. And last time, like always, your genital muscle on the side of the tongue gaze. I'm gonna do neck rolls. So inhale on the back, slowly, very slowly, coming to the front, going all around, trying to make as close as possible to a circle. If it's an oval, it's an oval, just not a square. Always inhaling in the back, exhaling in the front. Try to stretch as much as you can to allow the neck to flow. Now inhale in the back and change directions. Come back to the center. Now there are two exercises that I want to share with you. One of them is for both the root and sacral chakra. It allows us to unlock stagnant energy in those two centers, energy centers. And the other one, it might be one of two versions that I'll show you. It is to work with your solar plexus, which is the center of Mars. And when we work with Mars and this center, it allows to be in connection with that potential of willpower and action, but action with purpose and on the service to the heart. So even if it's hard, try to work with it. I assure you, you will get amazing results. So the first one is standing, and we're gonna get our heels together but lifted from the ground. So like that, yeah. And then we're gonna put our hands on the floor so our knees can be bended if we are not straight. And we're gonna be doing, you can look at me, trying to maintain the lift of your heels while you're moving. So they're never touching the ground basically. So you're only the front of your feet, the ball of your feet is touching the ground, and then and we try to aim to do 26. This is hard. So you can take a pause and go back to complete the 26. 26 is the magical number, and the ideal number is 52. I haven't get to 52. Okay. Okay. And you can do 13, you can do 10, 10, and then
Right. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Right? Taking breaks, and it doesn't have to be like. And then in 3 weeks, maybe you do 26. Okay?
Will work.
Imagine starting your morning like this. You're pushing your body
Yeah.
beyond the comfort zone.
Yes.
And your legs should look great. And your bum will look
Oh.
great.